Hey guys, Delt here. I've still been on the Druid grind, although I've been trying out every other class too. At this point, Druid is still the most fun to me, but I've also been trying to make Priest work in solos, which is kind of rough. Video on that soon maybe, if I can figure out exactly what I want to do with it. Anyway, in this video, I geared up my Druid and went into Clozo Castle on Classic mode. My stat priority was to get the Will and Intelligence perks first because more trees is always more better, and then the Dexterity perk last for the wall hacks. I also got a little bit of a set bonus and got the first part of the Dragon Scale set. This makes it so that every minute I get a 50% damage reduction for one hit. Out of all the set bonuses I've tried with Druid, this one and Tiny Terror have felt the best so far, but Dragon Scale is definitely the safer option of the two if you're still learning. Oh, and one last thing. I forgot to bring heals like the dummy that I am. So I was just planning to chill and open boxes forever, but then someone pushed me. I hope you enjoy the game. Alright, and this is going to be a full gameplay of this one game. So if you want to just skip through to the PvP, I'm going to put timestamps on that. But like I just said in the intro, I am an idiot and I completely forgot to bring heals. So the first little bit of this game is just going to be me clearing through this room and trying to open up all the chests to get health pots and bandages. Druid clear is pretty safe in Panther form. If you want to make this faster, you could put 2 trees down. Just make sure that you have them far enough away to where they can't aggro themselves, or sometimes they'll just target each other, which is really awkward. In case you're like me and just like to play the game and not read it first, if you land your Panther E or your jump, your tree resets its auto attack, which just exponentially increases your damage over time. Another tip for if you're wanting to increase your damage is to have your staff in your hand when you shapeshift, because it ends up doing more damage both for the tree and for your Panther. There's a lot of times where I'll shapeshift with my crystal ball out, but that's just because I want to be safe and I like having the root when I come out of Panther in case someone jumps on me as I'm shapeshifting out of it. If you ever played League of Legends, think of the Druid as Alawi, or I guess Shaco too. I am a big Shaco main. Alawi has a bunch of tentacles that sprout up and you're really strong if you fight in those tentacles, but if those aren't set up, you don't really do much. In this game, the same is true for Druid because your tree does so much for you, and that's why getting the Will perk first is extremely important. Your tree is a good majority of your damage, and it also gives you a shield whenever it hits enemies, so that is your damage and your sustain both in one ability. So if you're ever fighting as a Druid, try to pull the PvP or the PvE or whatever it is that you're fighting into your tree range, because that will always make you stronger. And the same goes for if you're fighting a Druid. If they put a tree down and it's right on you, literally just walk away from it. It basically nullifies them unless they have the second tree. But if they put the second tree down, again, you just walk away from it. Druid countered, unless they have Thunderclap flasks. And again, I don't usually like to loot this many chests. I'd rather just run around and try to fight people, but I'm sort of required to this game because I messed up. And something that I'm not doing enough here, but I highly recommend you doing on Druid, if you have the Dex perk, is to literally just turn into Panther and spin in a circle every once in a while. You'll know if people are getting close to you because of that. At this point, I thought I heard some footsteps in the courtyard behind me, so after I opened this chest, I also opened the next door in case I needed some kiting space since I didn't know who the other player was yet, and then I went into Panther form to check it out and saw a Cryo in the doorway. And at this point, it's a bit risky to take this fight. I have 2 health pots and 1 thunderclap, but I decided to take it anyway. And this guy didn't realize that you have to stand outside of tree range, so even though he was hitting me, my shield was absorbing most of the damage. And right here I saw an opportunity to jump in and let my tree double slam, so I took that and then immediately backed up again. I want to get this guy low and then I'll go in to finish the kill. Cryos can actually be surprisingly tanky with their ice shield and their health drain, but they're really not too bad. I placed another tree and then just decided to all in and we easily took him down. Remember, if you're fighting as a druid, your tree is your key to victory. If you're fighting against a druid, walk away from it. He didn't have to be on the staircase. He has range damage. Don't stand on the tree. And honestly, usually when I loot, I'm just looking for good jewelry that I think will work for me. His necklace had faith, so I didn't take it. And then good sellables. I don't really care too much about upgrading my heirlooms with green things because I have like 500 green dust and I don't need it. Luckily for us with that kill, we got some health pots and we got some bandages, so I'm fine to just go on and take another fight. But of course, my brain's actually turned off right here, and instead of going into the courtyard, which would have gotten me across the map a whole lot faster, I went into the room that has a million mobs in it, and I have to clear the mobs or I'm going to take damage while I'm opening the door. So yeah, I cleared this room. Also, for some reason, your tree doesn't actually hit these small bugs, so you have to kill them yourself. Alright, but now that this room's done, we do have an elixir of protection and an elixir of restoration, so I don't need to heal. I'm just going to run through the next couple rooms and try to find another player. I thought I could run by this thing on the left, but I couldn't. And we did just see another player to our north, but I'm slightly ignoring it because I want to get more into the zone before I fight another player. I don't want to be fighting and then have to run outside the zone or have the zone close on me. You can always take those fights. That's just more so a personal preference, safety kind of thing, because if you die, you just lose everything. Extraction games. Also, if you didn't know, you can also see players on your minimap when you're in Panther form. That's what the red dot is, and I'm just trying to see where he's going, because if he heads into the zone, then I'll fight him. Until he starts to head that way, I'm just waiting though. But we did end up seeing another player very close to us, and so instead of taking one of those fights and then getting third-partied, I have two decisions I could make. I either run around and look for another player, or I wait for them to start fighting, and I didn't just want to sit there for even longer, so we're just going to keep going. I actually didn't even need to use this health pot either. It was a complete waste because I have the potion of restoration. But I did see another player up here, and I was just trying to be a little bit safe. And of course, it's just another person sitting there not really doing anything, waiting so he can get the drop on someone else. And as soon as I get here, he actually comes to this little window and tries to shoot me, and I'm in a very bad spot here because to get to him I have to run all the way around. I don't really want to do that, but he hit me, and I'm hoping he's gonna push so that we can take a more evenly matched fight where we're both here rather than him being up top in an unreachable place and me being stuck here. But he just sits there and he tries to shoot his crossbow again, so I place a tree and keep moving, both because this isn't a good fight and because I'm getting surrounded right now by another third player. And finally, we see somebody on the run right now. There is somebody else pretty close to me, but I'm just deciding to take this fight. He's looting. I can get a pretty good hit on him really quick. What I should have done here first was use my Thunderclap Flask, because now he's just going to walk out of my tree range like a good counter to Druid, and that's fine. I should have used the Thunderclap first. It was fully my fault. I also waited on my second jump until I knew that the blizzard was about to be up, because I didn't really want to be sitting in that. And he uses his ice shield, which is fine. I'm going to try to get my lightning staff on him, but he just runs through the ice shield. I still don't think blizzard is the best ability to have in solos. I think that the other slow and heal is better, but this guy's actually using it pretty well to keep me off of him, and I don't have my Panther jump right now because I don't have any primal energy, so we're just trying to slow him with our dagger and see if we can get into range. It takes a while though. This guy was pretty good at kiting. I tried to hit a thunderclap there. That would have been really good for us, but I just barely missed. And at this point, I still don't think he has his E, and I'm trying to just all in, but not having Panther drop makes this very hard. So instead, I'm trying to land my tree so I can get a shield and then run in and just start beating him up in Panther form. He once again places a blizzard at his feet and uses his shield. So we just back up, we wait, it's fine. Fighting in melee again isn't necessarily the smartest, but I'm not expecting a cryo to do a ton of melee damage, so it's fine. We're just here. Once we get to about half health, we'll back up, try to use our lightning staff and our trees again. And thanks to our tree hitting the PvE, his fire staff really didn't do anything to us, but we're just gonna back up, quickly drink a health pot, and then re-engage. Again, the tree can get in your way sometimes too, which is a bit annoying. I tried to place another tree to jump into, but instead he just continues to keep kiting and running away. And now there's two people here, but I'm feeling pretty committed. I want to somewhat pull this away from the other player, and that's what I'm going to try to do here. But I also want to keep dealing damage to him so I don't just lose the fight because I got scared of a third player. And our tree's a lot better in tight spaces, so as he comes through the gate, I'm going to place that. We're at least going to get one hit on him, which again pushes us to the point of winning the fight. And then we're just going to keep trying to fight him, and he's going to keep running, and he's going to keep running. Honestly, this guy was really good at just running, which for a druid feels pretty bad. Just think of the difference between this fight and the first one. The first guy stood in our tree range, and it was really simple. This one, he just keeps leaving the tree range and we can't really do much about it. Again, if we had thunderclaps, this would be completely different, but I didn't come in with heals and it's fine. We're just going to keep trying to chase him and keep trying to win the fight. He thunderclaps me here with the axe boy, but that's fine. We'll just press E and hit him again and keep chasing him. He is running us into the third party here, but at this point, I don't care. I'm full health, I'm full energy, and he's really low. So as soon as we get the kill, we should be fine to take another fight if need be. And he got us with a thunderclap, but it's fine because we finished him off. And now we just want to make sure that we get this guy's loot because I don't want the other party to take it. I don't have any health pots, but I worked way too hard for this dude. So we're going to quickly bandage and see him fighting all of the PvE because he's not going to be able to loot this guy without clearing the PvE. He runs away. We quickly get our loot. And then I'm just thinking about if I want to fight this other druid or if I want to leave. And the fact of it is I don't really have many health pots. So I'm just going to plan on leaving at this point. And I do stop loading a little bit early because I have to do some inventory management and I want to make sure this other player isn't coming. So I'm just going to do all of that while I'm in Panther form. Alright, and like I said before, now I'm just planning to get out of this raid. I have enough to where I'm not super worried about killing more players for more things. And if I die, this was just a waste of 15 minutes. I did do something a little dumb here. There's sometimes an escape portal, and when I opened the map, I didn't actually look for it for some reason, but it's not here this game, so I ran over here for no reason and have to run back. But hey, another free health pot, I guess. And this guy's still here trying to loot stuff, so I just hit him once and then left. Rats doing rat things. Alright, and now we have our portal, but I ended up... Alright, and this one game is the video, so if you enjoyed the content, please just give me a comment, like, or subscribe to the channel. Anything and everything helps, and I really do appreciate each and every one of you who do it. Also, I'm going to have my Discord linked down in the description below. If you want to come by and find some more people who like Dungeonborne or Dark and Darker or other video games like that, feel free to click it, come by and say hey. Alright, I hope that you all have a great day, and I hope to see you all next time. Peace.